Sweet. Okay. Welcome to my journey log presentation for semester 5. Um, this is the least fanciest presentation that I've ever had, which, is what it is. It's fine. Um, I went into this particular journey without uh, a lot of expectations. I learned from the previous one that going in with ideas about this being like a piece of cake or a cakewalk, this was gonna be fine, like no trouble, was like not the fucking move. So I went into it with a lot of like openness. Um, I kept hearing this song for the first like, I don't know, 4 days. I'm gonna say one more time, I'm not gonna stop. Um, which is really just like a variant of I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna say Makusa, which like, he wasn't saying I'm gonna say one more time, I'm not gonna stop, but I heard a comedian say that and it just stopped. So like there was a lot of like almost resistance in my system. Like I knew why I was there. I knew what I signed up for. And then also for at least the first 4 days, whenever I would hear a bell that said it was time to go back to the thing, my sister would be like, fuck my life, like again, like already, like we still doing this. Even though I knew, right? Like the sun is up, we're gonna be sitting. um, so eventually I like settled into and I wouldn't go so far as to say it was um like a sense of relief when the bell happened, but it was there was the resistance went away and it was very much um like I was in the zone, if you will. Um so I went through my journey without I there my heart opened to the fly, but I wanted but I wanted to go into my eye without I. Is that the path to beloved? Without I or I don't know. I blinked. Um, there was a legitimate amount of time where I thought to myself, if I let this fly that really wants to be inside of my eye, in my eyeball, that like if that was the thing that I let happen, then that would be like the ultimate of stillness. And then my eyes would be able to see through the pixels of this reality and into the emptiness. Um, I couldn't embrace stillness enough to actually explore whether or not that was a real possibility for me. Um, but it tried real hard. Um, I'm really grateful that it continually got um, easier for me. Eventually, the like soundtrack in my head went to it gets easier. It gets easier with time. Um, Interestingly enough, for the first half, my mind was like relatively silent. Um, at least comparative to like conversation I've had with peers about what was happening in their brain. It was maybe around day 5 that my brain started to like become more active. And what it tended to do was to like figure out or create plans for or to like take the room that it hadn't really been given because I had been doing too much before to like unpack and figure things out. I was really grateful that we weren't in some kind of thing that required you to or expected us to not think, or like, the only thing we had to do was do nothing, and it was okay to think while we did nothing. Like I'm really grateful for that. Um, by day whatever, we got to hmm, before I talk about that, I found it interesting to note like how and when I was like drawn to curiosity and connection. Like um, I didn't like actively go out of my way to talk to people or interact with people. Um, and also, I was very attentive who were more or less successful at connecting with each other or not connecting with each other. A different way to say that would be um, I was watching, and if you were making eye contact with somebody or talking to somebody, I noticed, which maybe was outside of what I was supposed to be doing, but whatever, I was doing it, which was just wasn't, making eye contact with people or talking to them. By the day after the wood, I found my body adjusted um, to a place where I didn't have any more like pain. Um, I experienced a lot more like joyousness. Um, I'm not sure what I would have done without the movement practices that we did regularly. And I've been able to bring that back. I came out of that with an awareness of a capacity that is not limited and an amount of space that is greater than I imagined. Um, when spending so much time with the thought of who am I and embracing more deeply ideas of being consciousness without form and pure bliss, being able to embrace that I am the empty space the hologram is projected into, or the white wall that feelings and emotions of others are projected onto. Those were some really helpful concepts for me to bring home that some might say allowed me to stand up for myself less, that allowed me to participate in relationship um, out of max compassion without protecting myself. Although we could also argue that if I'm operating from the place of um, all of consciousness compared to the place of my character, one of the poems really beautifully talks about how we can um, occupy the space of awareness and also have our like character or avatar be like participating in a thing that feelings are present, and those feelings may even be like gigantic and difficult, but also like we are the awareness. So the jury's still out on whether or not it was like bad for me. I think overarchingly it was like it's better than the alternative, I'm sure. um I am 2 weeks out of a separation, and I have occupied the space of super negus as well as uh, spaces of like reclusiveness and high levels of sadness. Who am I to say that those are all aspects of super negus? Um, Now, in my home, I have more space um, to be uh, to feel and fewer distractions. I've known for some time that for many months I've been going through an initiation in preparation for an initiation. It's all worth it, I think. Probably. Probably. It is. The jury's still completely out. All my system hasn't bought into it yet, but I believe it's all worth it. Um, yeah, I'm going back to myself and remembering how to regulate my own nervous system. Yeah, that's my talk on emptiness. Thank you.